Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and today I'm going to do my Oscar nominations and predictions video. Now, the thing with doing Oscar prediction videos is that no one really watches them after the Oscars happen. So I'm going to try to do this really fast so that this can go by really fast and it can be easier for me to edit, but also easier for you to view. Mostly easier for me. That's kind of why I'm doing it this way. But I've drinking lots of these things, so hopefully this will go really fast. So let's go through them. Best Supporting Actor. Now, most likely it's going to be J.K. Simmons. Robert Duvall, this is his 7th nomination, 4th time being nominated for Best Supporting Actor. He's actually tied for most Best Supporting Actor nominations of all time with many other people, including Jack Nicholson. His first Best Supporting Actor nominations were for Godfather and Apocalypse Now, but unfortunately, if you look at the rest of his Oscar nominations, it shows how terrible the rest of his career went. Now, Ethan Hawke, Edward Norton, and Mark Ruffalo have all been nominated in this category before, but none of them have won. The only one who will win is J.K. Simmons, and he's actually the only one in this category who's never been nominated. Best Visual Effects. This is the first time that 3 comic book movies have been nominated in the same year. This is the first time there's been a Middle-earth movie and Peter Jackson has directed it, and it has not been nominated for Best Visual Effects. That's something. I think Guardians of the Galaxy will win. A lot of people will say Interstellar. I didn't think Interstellar looked that great. How about that? Animated Feature. Now, the big surprise of Best Animated Feature was that Lego Movie was not nominated, even though it was the likely winner. Everyone thought so, but we were all wrong, apparently. Now, for a little bit, this made this category kind of the most wide open. Everybody wasn't sure who was going to win, but it seems kind of like it's going to be How to Train Your Dragon 2. This would be only the second time DreamWorks has actually won. They won the very first Best Animated Feature with Shrek. Also, Jeffrey Katzenberg had a lot to do with getting this category in there in the first place, so people might recognize that. I think Kaguya actually has a chance to winning. A lot of idiots are going to say Big Hero 6 because it's Disney, but everybody says that because it's Disney, but they're not going to win. The other nominee is Song of the Sea, which I think is actually the best one, and Box Trolls is in there, fuck knows why. Best Supporting Actress. Meryl Streep was nominated. This is her 19th nomination. This is actually only her 4th time being nominated in Best Supporting Actress. Why is it her only 4th time being nominated? Because most of the time she has lead performances, but this is her 19th nomination overall. Keira Knightley's, this is her 2nd nomination. This is Emma Stone's 1st nomination. This is also Laura Dern's 2nd nomination. First in this category, she was nominated for Best Lead Actress before for a movie I haven't seen and can't remember off the top of my head right now. But most likely Patricia Arquette is going to win. This is actually her 1st nomination. You know what I didn't realize? She was doing Medium the whole time during Boyhood. Do you remember Medium? I barely do, but it doesn't matter. She's going to win. Best Cinematography. The only one anyone's talking about is Emmanuel Lubezki. Emmanuel Lubezki will have won 2 years in a row. He is actually considered one of the best cinematographers working today, other than Roger Deakins, who is also nominated. This is seriously his 12th nomination. They don't really actually let him win awards. It's just a cruel joke, and they keep nominating him, even though he's done some of the best work in recent cinematic history. But he probably shouldn't win for Unbroken because it really isn't his best work. They should have given it to him for the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, or No Country for Old Men, but they fucked up and didn't do that and gave it to somebody who I don't know. The infamous Dick Poop is actually in this. His name is Dick Pope, and he's in there for Mr. Turner. He's not going to win. Ida's nominated also, and nominated in the Best Foreign Film category. Let's just go to Best Foreign Film. It's going to win Best Foreign Film because it was nominated in here. That's how it works. If you're a foreign film and you're nominated in another category, logic says that you'll probably win. Buster, please be quiet. Best Editing. It's probably going to be Tom Cross for Whiplash. Have you seen Whiplash? What do you think about the editing? How tense it is? It's going to win. Production Design. I think it'll be Grand Budapest Hotel. You know why? Don't you think it's a shame that no Wes Anderson movie has been nominated for Best Production Design? That's kind of ridiculous. When you see those movies, you're always like, hey, there's a great production design in this movie. How come this has never been nominated before? I'm sure everybody's going to think that it's going to win. In fact, I'm pretty sure that, let's just go through a bunch of them. I'm pretty sure that Grand Budapest is going to win a lot of categories like that. Best Costume Design, Grand Budapest. Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Grand Budapest. I did Best Foreign Film. Best Sound Mixing and Editing. I actually don't understand why Whiplash is not nominated for Best Sound Mixing, because I actually thought that was one of the better parts of Whiplash, was its sound mixing. But they didn't feel that way. I think it'll probably go like this. Best Sound Editing, Whiplash. Best Sound Mixing, Birdman, or Birdman will win both. I don't know why, I just feel that way. Hobbit's got its 1 nomination in one of these categories. I forget one, but it's in the sound category. That's its 1 nomination, but seriously, why were we still nominating the Hobbit movies? They were bad. What was up with that? Best Original Score. Alexander Desplat, that's his name, has been nominated 2 times this year, 7th and 8th nomination, and he has never won before. He's a pretty big film composer. Ugh, whoa, that's a Red Bull bar. Okay, Alexander Desplat has never won before. I think he has an odds-on favorite, but also John Jonenson, really? John Jonenson, yeah. He's probably going to win for Theory of Everything. Hans Zimmer's also nominated. It's his 10th nomination. Best Original Song written for a movie, because it needs that distinction for some fucking reason. Obviously, I want Everything Is Awesome to win. It probably won't, because life is unfair, like the Oscars, and they never let anything good win Best Song, but it'll be cool to watch them perform. Lonely Island's actually performing. Glenn Campbell's actually nominated. It's his 1st nomination. If you're young, you don't know who Glenn Campbell is. If you're old, you know who Glenn Campbell is, but you probably don't like him because he's Glenn Campbell. But most likely Selma's gonna win because they kind of feel bad because they didn't give Selma many nominations. Beyond the Lights is just happy it's there, but Dionne Warren, who is actually a big ballad songwriter, she did Don't Want to Miss a Thing. This is actually her 7th nomination. Best Adapted Screenplay. Now, the weird thing about Best Adapted Screenplay, Whiplash is in there. Whiplash is based on nothing except for Whiplash, because what they did is they made a short film to raise the money to make Whiplash, and so according to the Academy, because they made the short film to make Whiplash and then eventually made the movie, the script is adapted from that original short film, which makes no fucking sense because I think they just used a scene from the actual script. So how can you be adapted from yourself and then you're caught in this weird postmodernism thing and snake eats its own tail? Anyway, point is, I think Whiplash will win. Inherent Vice is also nominated. This is his 4th Best Screenplay nomination. It's his 2nd in this category. American Sniper, Theory of Everything, Imitation Game, they're in there, but I don't think they should win. Best Original Screenplay. This one has a lot more competition. You have Boyhood, Birdman, Grand Budapest, all going up against each other. What I think is going to happen is Grand Budapest has a lot of nominations. I think it'll actually end up collecting more awards than any other movie, but this will probably be its biggest award that it can win. I think they'll give it to Wes Anderson because he's never won before. There's a chance Birdman could sneak in there. I don't think Boyhood's really in contention for Best Original Screenplay. Nightcrawler, Foxcatcher, they're in there. Best Actress, I actually thought Jenny Slate, Nissi Davis for The Babadook should have been in there, but they're not. Reese Witherspoon, this is her 2nd nomination before she won in this category. Marion Cotillard, I actually thought she was nominated 3 times. I guess I made something up. But Julianne Moore, this is her 5th nomination. She's never won in this category. Everybody loves her. She's gonna win. Best Actor. Wait, did we really get that far? Oh, fuck. Best Actor. Now, the interesting thing about Best Actor is 4 of the 5 nominees have never been nominated for an Oscar before. The only one who has is Bradley Cooper, who's nominated 2 times this year. Once for Best Picture for producing American Sniper, and the other in this category. This is actually the 3rd year in a row he's nominated for an acting Oscar. He was Best Supporting last year. He was Best Lead in Silver Linings Playbook. And hey, David O. Russell wasn't involved this time, so that's an accomplishment, I guess. But he's probably not going to win. This is really between Michael Keaton and Eddie Redmayne. I think it's probably going to be Redmayne, but I kind of feel like there's some Birdman stuff building up. There's a chance he could win, but I think Eddie Redmayne's kind of the odds-on favorite because it's like a very showy, actorly kind of bullshit thing, and the Oscars love that. Best Director. This is actually the first nomination for a lot of people. Richard Linklater, Wes Anderson, that's kind of impressive. The most interesting nomination in Best Directing is by Bennett Miller for Foxcatcher, because Foxcatcher was not nominated for Best Picture. This is the first time this has happened since they've opened it up to more than 5 nominees, which is kind of shocking. It's like the Oscars used to be when The Reader was around. Hey, remember that terrible movie? So basically, I think what's going to happen with direction and picture, there's been a split in a lot of years recently. I think Linklater's kind of the odds-on favorite, but Aritu seems to be collecting a lot of stuff, including the DGA. So I kind of want to almost say Linklater would win. Linklater also has been around for a while. He was considered one of the people that bring in the independency, and I don't necessarily agree with that, but a lot of people do, so that it will help him. But I think Aritu will probably actually win this because Aritu has done so many bullshit Oscar movies, and people will be like, I see his name all the time. Why not him? Then we come to Best Picture. The thing with Best Picture is, first off, Jason Blum from Blumhouse, who does, you know, those scary movies, he was nominated for Whiplash because he produced that. Also, I think it's going to be Boyhood. The reason it's probably going to be Boyhood is the Oscars, what they'll do is they'll give director to the crazier, scarier movie that they respect, but they have really conservative, boring taste. That's basically how the Oscars work. So most likely they're going to go with Boyhood because it's more middle of the road, it's more digestible, and it didn't make them think about existentialism as much as Birdman, so they're probably going to like it. But it's really between Boyhood and Birdman, and I think Boyhood's going to take it home, and that's going to be that. And those are the Oscars. Those are my predictions. I didn't see any of the short films or the documentaries, maybe Citizen 4. So I will be back on Monday morning. When you click on to see all the Oscar coverage, I will have a video of myself in a tux like I do every year, and I will shoot that right after the Oscars, and I will not have drank as many Red Bulls. Did this because it's quick. I'll tell you what I think of the Oscars and all those things, and be like, Neil Patrick Harris was hilarious or terrible or kind of in the middle. I don't know. Comment below in the comments if you want to tell me your predictions. Honestly, I hope I'm wrong because it's kind of boring when you're right about all the Oscars, so I kind of would much rather be wrong and then I can be surprised. Honestly, the Oscars are kind of pointless and everybody cares a lot about them while they're going on, but then when they're over, nobody thinks about them anymore, which is kind of like life, as probably what's going to happen to you 20 years after you die. Think about that shit. So anyway, comment below if you have things to say about the Oscars, and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe if you would like to. Do all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. I will have more videos this week, but I will have my Oscar video that'll probably be Monday morning. Check that out. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.